quite unfortunate because they took all these items, not an inventory of them. And they had also, at the time of coming in, decided disconnected to supply to the home. So I do term what happened early today in the morning to be an act of robbery by agents of the state against the family of Mr. Jimmi for his political stance. There is no reason that the state can come up with why a set of officers will come here at 6 a.m. in the morning, barely 1 hour after another set of officers had left and done a comprehensive and thorough search of the whole home and inventorized all the items which they had discovered. Now a new set comes in, no lawyer, no family member, use of force, brutal force on the members of the family, lights off. Then all of a sudden they claim in the morning that they've discovered smoke grenades, some other walkie-talkies, some jungle uniform, which they're the only ones who know where they came from. In fact, there are eyewitnesses who saw an officer in that group walking into the compound with an uhuru bag, blue in color, carrying what looked like 3 mangoes. And those are the stun grenades that they're trying to claim they discovered. That team, after robbing this family, in my view, decided to dump and to plant those items that they so-called discovered to try to change the narrative that they've discovered, they found some items which were not supposed to be here in this home.
Yeah, one wonders, where is Mr. Wanjigi and has he been interrogated and what are the charges?
You see, Mr. Wanjigi is with God, and God is taking care of Mr. Wanjigi. We've seen in the press that the Inspector General of Police has said he wants Mr. Wanjigi to report to the nearest police station. Mr. Wanjigi is a law-abiding citizen, and Mr. Wanjigi is subject to the criminal process as we know it. If a policeman desires your attendance to a court of law or to before him, they issue what is called a summons to appear. So we've yet to receive a summons to appear. The summons will tell us which officer Mr. Wanjigi is supposed to appear before, what offense is being investigated, so that why is that whenever it comes to Mr. Wanjigi, they don't want to follow the law? Because every other Kenyan receives a summons to attend. Why are they not issuing a summons for him to attend, to know which officer to go and talk to? We just see it on the press. So if he goes today in Lokichar police station, what will that policeman in Lokichar do with Mr. Wanjigi? Can the Inspector General of Police even himself start by following the law, let his officer who is investigating whatever they're investigating issue summons, serve them on the residents, and Mr. Wanjigi will present himself when so required. As it is now, we don't know where there are over 200, in fact, police stations in the Nairobi metropolis region. So which one should he go to, even if he wanted to go to? So they need to have some clarity and to have some order in the way in which we are going to conduct these things. But all this is political harassment. They are just upset by the stance Mr. Jimmi Wanjigi has taken on the political issues of the country and the mismanagement of this country by William Ruto. So everybody is now out to harass all dissenting voices. If it's not Wanjigi today, tomorrow it will be Madam Martha Karua, tomorrow it will be me, somebody else. So just because you hold a contrary opinion, that you all say the way you are managing this country, you failed. Harassing your opponents will not make you be successful. If you failed, you failed. And deal with your issues, deal with your mwananchi, or the issues upon which you are elected. Deliver on that mandate. If you cannot, then shake out.
When you talk of some members who are after, are they family members who are here?
They are family members who are after. They are here. In fact, I have here is Maina and Wamboi. They are the ones who actually bore the brunt of the attacks. In fact, when the first team came last night, Maina was attacked by more than 5 officers from an elite unit. They beat him up right outside this door. They put him in handcuffs. When they broke the door forcefully, the first person they attacked was Wamboi, who was inside the house. Wamboi was beaten up. They stamped on her head, and they also assaulted Mrs. Irene Wanjigi, who was with her daughter inside the house. She was also beaten on the face and shoved to the ground. So this was an attack on the Wanjigi family, which is quite unfortunate.
Probably we can hear from Mr. Wine what they say when they were.
Well,
I was trying to record them, and they said I was trying to grab their gun. So they pushed me to the ground, beat me up, and then, as Willis said, put me in handcuffs. There's no reason to use excessive force when they're the ones with the guns. I'm an unarmed, just looking after my house. Yeah.
After handcuffing you, what next? Deleted you now?
No. When they conducted the search, I just went around with them, still in handcuffs. Yeah.
Probably one boy. What's your deal?
So my mother and I were the only ones in the house, along with my grandmother. So they forcefully kicked down the door. My mom and I had our phones up. We were recording, and we were telling them, "Don't shoot us." We said, "Don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot," multiple times, and we were kicked and hit and fell on the ground. And they were just trying to look for our phones and take our phones away. We were just trying to protect our home. They didn't have a warrant, they didn't have anything. We refused. We said, "We're not opening the door." They forcefully gained access, and they abused us. It was quite a shocking experience. Yeah, it was very bad.
Wakili, you've talked about politically linked investigations. As you said, probably we can hear from Honorable Mother Karua. Do you believe there's something to do with the political camp? Do you think this is politically linked?
Definitely, this is political. There's no way the Ruto regime, can deploy close to 200 or more officers at the residence of Jimmi and Wanjigi. They are not able to say what offense they are investigating. They cannot come in and break without a court warrant. And Jimmi is not a fugitive. If they summoned him in the manner the lawyer is saying and in accordance with the law, he would definitely present himself at the police station. But coming to vandalize his house like goons, interfere with the internet connectivity, interfere with electricity, which we fear they just were making sure that the CCTV does not record what they are doing. This is thuggery in uniform. After the acting IG had said that he knows the Constitution allows people to picket. These criminal acts extend to other civilians. We saw what happened in Nairobi and in other places. Police barricaded the main towns. People could not access. So it's not that the demonstrations failed, it's that strong arm tactics were employed to prevent people access from towns. And you can see now they are intimidating a leader so that other people may fear. Yesterday they arrested a lot of people in town who were just going about their business, and those who wanted to demonstrate, which is their right, unarmed, peaceful protesters. The manner in which they were being put in police vehicles, so inhuman. Being assaulted, stepped on, thrown like sacks. I think we have not, this massive scale did not happen even during the Moi era. William Ruto has exceeded the brutality ever witnessed in this country. At a time we have the 2010 Constitution. I just want to remind William Ruto and his regime, Bashir had a very strong and feared army in Africa. He fell. Egypt was almost a police state and very militarized. The regime fell. I want to tell you without citing more that no dictator succeeds against the people. For you, it's not a question of if, it's a question of when. Respect the law, because if you don't, you will still account at some stage. To the police officers, you must respect the law. You are not obliged to obey illegal orders. Treat Kenyans as your brothers. Why do you break into a house of a civilian who has not done any criminal act? Why do you assault and manhandle civilians whose only crime is to differ with this regime. To Kenyans, I say, a luta continua. The struggle continues. We must struggle for a better Kenya that abides in the rule of law. We are here as NARC Kenya, myself, my Secretary General Asha Bashir, my Deputy Kabala Kile. We are here to stand in solidarity with the Wanjigi family and also to boost our professional colleague Willie. Asha is a lawyer too, and we are here to boost them so that we can protect this family from further intrusion. To the acting IG and to the IG, wherever he is, withdraw your troops. Occupation of the Wanjigi home is an illegal and criminal act. Withdraw them now without further delay.
Thank you so much.
Maybe perhaps a question to Wakili. I've seen the evidence behind there, yes. And just a quick one. Is it something new from what we saw yesterday? Because we saw 3 grenades, and I can see 3 of them behind there. That's what they said.
Yesterday they said 3 tear gas canisters. Today they are saying 3 grenades. And you remember last time when they were also planting grenades in Honorable Kalonzo's house, 3 grenades. So it's the same script that they use all the time. So this is laughable, to say the least, because if an entire police unit has done a whole night search and left this home with an inventory of what was discovered, where is this other new one coming from? In fact, we'll share with you a copy of the inventories which they had last night, that will show you what was recovered from this home. Your iPhones, iPads, flags, and fuel receipts.
Maybe if you can also get to hear from Mrs. Wanjigi, maybe trying to explain whatever happened yesterday.
So yesterday, my husband and a few of his friends came from town. They had gone to support the Gen Zs, and then we saw from the camera that the police were behind them. So they came in at maybe about 5:30 or something, and then the police broke in 7 o'clock. They did not identify themselves, and we all thought that they would not break down the door because they had no orders. But little did we know that we were wrong. Yeah, it's like deja vu all over again. This happened during Uhuru's time. This is happening again during Ruto's time, and frankly, we're quite surprised. Thought Ruto is a Christian, and he did say that things will change when he puts the Bible down. Clearly we were wrong. Yeah.
And Kenyans would also like to know, maybe is Mr. Wanjigi safe? Where is he?
He's safe. He's safe.
Okay. Also, maybe also from Mrs. Martha, maybe the next course of action from the opposition. I understand you're speaking on behalf of NARC Kenya, but you're also in the opposition. Maybe the next course of action from the opposition?
I've already said that the struggle continues. We shall continue to use our agency as individuals, as a party, and we are urging all other Kenyans, let this intimidation not let you drop your agency. The country needs patriots at this time to stand up for it. Standing up and to stand up for one another from this harassment.
Thank you.